Grace King picks up our live team coverage tonight from outside the Carter Center. Grace, we know Mrs. Carter was a very involved First Lady.
Absolutely. Former President Jimmy Carter describes Rosalynn as his partner in everything. And we really saw that during her time as First Lady, where she had a seat at the table. And then as she started tackling issues of her own, like mental health and caregiving.
When Rosalynn Carter stepped into the spotlight, her passions followed closely.
We love and care for every single one of you.
She became a champion of mental health, testifying before Congress and advocating for new laws.
We know that mental illness is a disease as any other. It can be diagnosed, it can be treated, and almost everyone suffering from mental illness can be helped.
Those words shifted the conversation around mental health.
Not only did she show that it's okay to have these difficult conversations, but she actually elevated them and said we should be having these difficult conversations.
Leslie Holland with Alzheimer's Association Georgia chapter says Rosalynn Carter showed families they're not alone.
The fact that those families see someone like the Carter family and someone like Rosalynn Carter who are in the fight with them, it really helps.
In 1987, Rosalynn founded the Rosalynn Carter Institute for Caregivers, helping those dedicated to helping others.
Caregivers have to be resilient enough to be able to stay a little bit ahead.
Rosalynn was always looking ahead with the progress she made for all of us.
She had the heart of a servant and was so giving and was so ahead of her time when it came to elevating difficult conversations.
Holland hopes those conversations will continue everywhere in her honor.
Her impact is not just here in Georgia, but her impact is felt globally.
And in May, the Carter family shared that Mrs. Carter had dementia. At the time, the Alzheimer's Association says that transparency is so meaningful to the millions of people who are too familiar with the crushing realities of that disease. Live at the Carter Center, Grace King, 11 Alive News.
Grace, thank you. And tonight, the Carter Center has shared plans for how the former First Lady and her life will be remembered in the coming days. The main memorial and funeral services are happening after Thanksgiving. So here's what we know right now. On Monday, she will lie in repose at the Jimmy Carter Presidential Library and Museum, and the public is invited to pay their respects between 6 p.m. and 10. Now, next Tuesday, there will be a tribute service at Glenn Memorial Church at Emory University, but that is for invited guests only. And next Wednesday, the funeral services will take place at Maranatha Baptist Church in Plains, and that is also for invited guests. To read more about Rosalynn Carter's life and her legacy, head right now to 11alive.com. You'll also find a link to a tribute site where you can leave your well wishes for the Carter family.